Have you ever seen an African mask? They are powerful objects full of mystery and beauty. These masks are more than just carved faces of wood. They are a window into the soul of many African cultures. They hold stories, traditions, and deep spiritual beliefs. When you look at a mask, you are not just seeing a piece of art. You are seeing a connection to another world, a world of spirits, ancestors, and ancient wisdom. These masks have been a central part of community life for hundreds, even thousands of years, carrying messages from the past into the present day. The mystery of an African mask is what makes it so fascinating. It hides the face of the person wearing it, but it reveals so much more. It reveals the presence of a spirit that has come to visit the community. This spirit might be an ancestor offering guidance, a nature spirit teaching a lesson, or a powerful being enforcing social rules. The mask is the physical form that allows this spirit to be seen and heard. It is a sacred object treated with great respect. People in the community understand that when the mask appears, something important is about to happen, something that will affect them all. Imagine a village square, the air filled with the sound of drums and singing. Suddenly, a figure appears. It is covered from head to toe in an amazing costume, and its face is a beautifully carved mask. This is a masquerade. It is a special performance, a sacred ceremony, and a community celebration all in one. The masquerade brings the spirits to life right before your eyes. It is an exciting and sometimes scary event. The masked dancer moves in special ways, speaking in a changed voice. Everyone watching knows they are in the presence of something beyond the ordinary world of humans. In this journey, we will explore the incredible world of African masks and masquerades. We will look at what happens when a person puts on a mask and becomes a spirit. We will see how these performances bring communities together for big life events. We will discover the many different shapes and styles of masks, from the faces of fierce animals to the calm expressions of ancestors. We will learn how these amazing objects are made and what they mean to the people who create and use them. Join me as we unmask the mystique and understand the true power of these cultural treasures. Putting on a mask is not like putting on a simple disguise. It is a deep and powerful act of transformation. The person who wears the mask, the masker, does not just pretend to be a spirit. In that moment, they become the spirit. Their own identity, their name, and their personality disappear completely. The spirit of the mask takes over their body, their voice, and their movements. This is a very serious and sacred process. Before the ceremony, the masker often goes through special rituals to prepare themselves mentally and spiritually for this incredible change. They are no longer a man. They are a vessel for the divine. This transformation is the heart of the masquerade. The community does not see their friend or neighbor dancing in the village square. They see a living spirit that has traveled from the spiritual realm to interact with them. This belief is what gives the masquerade its power and meaning. The masker might speak in a strange, high-pitched voice or make animal sounds, because it is the spirit speaking, not the human. Their dance moves might be wild and energetic or slow and graceful, reflecting the character of the spirit they now embody. Everyone present accepts this reality, creating a shared experience that strengthens their connection to their beliefs. The moment of transformation is often a guarded secret, happening away from public view. The masker might prepare in a sacred grove or a special hut, surrounded only by initiated elders. These elders help them with the rituals and the costume. They might say special prayers or make offerings to call the spirit and ask for its safe presence. The process is full of respect and caution, as inviting a powerful spirit into the human world is not taken lightly. The masker must be strong in spirit to handle the energy of the being they are about to become, ensuring the performance is successful and safe for everyone. Once the mask is on, the human inside is gone. The spirit is present. This is why the masker can do things a normal person cannot. They might deliver important messages from the ancestors, predict the future, or pass judgment on people who have broken community rules. The spirit has authority that no single person does. It acts for the good of the entire community, enforcing tradition and restoring balance. The masker is simply the channel, the bridge between the world of humans and the world of spirits, allowing for this vital communication to take place for all to witness. The mask is the face of the spirit, but the costume is its body. A masquerade is never just a mask alone. It is a full-body experience that completely hides the human wearer. The costume is just as important as the mask itself. It is often made from a wide variety of materials found in the local environment. You might see costumes made of woven raffia palm fibers, thick grasses, colorful fabrics, animal skins, or even fresh leaves. These materials are not chosen by accident. Each part of the costume adds to the character and power of the spirit being represented. The main purpose of the costume is to erase the human form. It must cover the masker from the top of their head to the soles of their feet. You should not be able to see any skin, not a hand or an ankle. This total concealment is crucial for the transformation to be believable. It helps everyone, including the masker, to forget the person inside and focus only on the spirit that is present. Sometimes the costumes are huge and dramatic, making the spirit seem larger than life. Other times they are sleek and simple. The shape of the costume helps to define the spirit's nature, whether it's a powerful beast or a gentle ancestor. Think about the Egungun masquerades of the Yoruba people in Nigeria. The costumes are incredible works of art. They are made of layers and layers of expensive and colorful cloth. As the masker spins and dances, the panels of cloth fly outwards, creating a beautiful, swirling spectacle. The movement is called the breeze of blessing. The costume itself becomes a key part of the performance, not just a covering. The richness of the fabric shows the importance of the ancestor being honored and the wealth and status of the family that owns the masquerade. It is a stunning display of respect and remembrance. The sounds the costume makes are also part of the performance. Rattles made from seeds, shells, or small bells might be attached to the ankles, wrists, or waist. As the masker moves, these objects create a rhythmic sound that adds to the music of the drums. The rustling of a raffia costume or the jangling of metal pieces becomes the voice of the spirit, announcing its arrival and punctuating its movements. Every single element, the mask, the materials, the shape, the sound, works together to create a complete and convincing spiritual being, transforming a human into a visitor from another world. In most African cultures, the roles of men and women in masquerades are traditionally very distinct. Most often, it is the men who wear the masks and perform as the spirits. This is because masking is often tied to men's secret societies. These societies are responsible for important community functions, like initiating young boys into manhood, enforcing laws, and communicating with the ancestors. The knowledge of the masks, the rituals, and the dances is passed down from one generation of men to the next. It is considered a powerful and sometimes dangerous duty that is reserved for them. While men are the ones who transform into spirits, women play a very important and powerful role from the sidelines. They are the essential audience. A masquerade has no meaning without people to watch it. The women often sing songs of praise for the spirits, encouraging the maskers with their voices and their energy. Their songs can tell the stories of the spirits, explain what is happening, and guide the performance. In many communities, the women are seen as having a special connection to the spiritual world, and their participation as singers and supporters is believed to please the spirits and ensure the ceremony is a success. There is a fascinating exception to this rule, and it is found among the Mende people of Sierra Leone. They have a powerful women's secret society called the Sanda Society. This society is responsible for preparing young girls for their roles as women in the community. And uniquely, the Sanda Society has its own masquerade, performed by women. A high-ranking woman from the society wears a special helmet mask known as a soe or ndoli joe. This mask represents the ideal of Mende womanhood: beauty, wisdom, and self-control. It is a rare and amazing example of women taking on the role of the masked spirit. The soe mask is a beautiful thing. It is carved from wood, polished to a deep black shine, and features an elaborate hairstyle and delicate facial features. When the Sande woman puts on this mask and the full raffia costume, she becomes the soe spirit. She dances for the community to celebrate the graduation of the young girls from their initiation. Her graceful movements teach the community about the virtues of womanhood. This shows that while men are most often the maskers, the spiritual power of women is also recognized and celebrated in its own unique and powerful ways across the continent. So, African masks are not all the same. They come in an incredible variety of shapes, sizes, and styles. The diversity is as vast as the continent itself. Each cultural group has its own unique artistic traditions, which are reflected in the masks they create. Some masks are very realistic, looking almost like portraits of real people. Others are highly abstract, using geometric shapes and exaggerated features to represent the spirit world. This amazing range of styles is, honestly, one of the things that makes African art so exciting and dynamic. We can learn a lot about a culture's beliefs just by looking at the style of their masks. One of the most common types of mask is the face mask. This is a mask that covers only the face. The wearer looks through small holes for the eyes and holds the mask in place with a handle, by biting on a bar inside or by tying it to their head. Face masks can be calm and serene, like the Punu masks of Gabon, which have whitened faces and represent the beautiful spirits of female ancestors. Or they can be strong and dynamic, like the Kplepla mask of the Bole people in Côte d'Ivoire. This simple, round face mask with horns represents a minor spirit and is known for its energetic dance. Another major type is the helmet mask. Instead of just covering the face, a helmet mask is larger and fits over the entire head like a helmet. This allows for a more complete transformation of the wearer. The Sowe masks used by the Sanda Society in Sierra Leone are a perfect example of a helmet mask. Another powerful example is the Galidi headdress from the Yoruba people. These masks are worn on top of the head and often feature elaborate scenes carved into them, showing everything from animals to people riding bicycles. They honor the spiritual power of women, especially elderly women. Finally, there are headdress masks, also known as crest masks. These masks do not cover the face but are worn on top of the head, attached to a basket-like cap. The wearer's face is usually covered by a cloth veil or raffia. The Chiwara headdresses of the Bamana people in Mali are one of the most famous examples. They come in male and female pairs and represent the mythical farming antelope that taught humans how to cultivate the land. Their elegant, abstract forms are a beautiful tribute to the importance of agriculture. These different types, face, helmet, and headdress, show the endless creativity of African carvers. The subjects represented in African masks are incredibly diverse, drawing inspiration from the human, natural, and spiritual worlds. Many masks are created to look like human faces. These are not always meant to be portraits of specific people. Instead, they often represent an ideal type of person or a particular social role. For example, a mask might represent the ideal of female beauty, with a smooth forehead, delicate features, and an intricate hairstyle. The Dan people of Côte d'Ivoire and Liberia carve beautiful masks called diengle, which represent a gentle and peaceful female spirit that encourages hospitality and generosity in the community. Animals are another very common and powerful subject for masks. Carvers choose animals that have special characteristics or symbolic meanings within their culture. A mask might take the form of a mighty buffalo representing strength and aggression, like those used by the BWA people of Burkina Faso. An antelope mask, such as the Chiwara, might symbolize grace and the hard work of farming. Masks of birds can represent the connection between the earth and the sky. By embodying these animals, the masker brings their specific powers and qualities into the human community, either to teach a lesson or to bring a special kind of energy to a ceremony. Many of the most important masks represent spirits or ancestors. These masks are not meant to look realistic at all. They often have abstract shapes and exaggerated features to show that they are from another world. For example, a mask might have huge round eyes to show that it has spiritual vision, or a long thin face that doesn't look human. The Dogon people of Mali create over 70 different types of masks for a ceremony called the Dama, which helps guide the souls of the dead to the ancestral realm. One of these, the Kanaga mask, has a tall cross-like structure on top that represents the connection between heaven and earth. Sometimes a mask will combine features from both humans and animals. These composite masks are especially powerful as they blend the qualities of different beings into one supernatural entity. A mask might have a human-like face, but also the horns of a ram and the jaws of a crocodile. This shows that the spirit is not bound by the rules of the natural world. It possesses the intelligence of a human, the strength of a ram, and the ferocity of a crocodile all at once. These powerful hybrid forms, like some Senufo masks from Côte d'Ivoire, are a vivid reminder of the complex and mysterious nature of the spirit world. Masquerades are not just for entertainment. They are a vital part of the social and spiritual fabric of a community, appearing at the most important moments in life. From the moment a child is born until a person's final journey into the afterlife, masks and masquerades are there to guide, protect, and educate. They help people navigate the major transitions of life. For example, some masquerades are held to celebrate a new birth, asking the ancestors and spirits to bless and protect the new member of the community. The performance brings the whole village together to share in the joy and ensure a good start for the child. One of the most important times for masquerades is during initiation ceremonies. These are rituals that mark the transition from childhood to adulthood. For boys, this might involve a period of seclusion where they are taught the laws, history, and values of their people. At the end of this period, a masquerade often takes place. Masked spirits might appear to test the boys' courage, give them final instructions, or celebrate their successful transformation into men. The masks used in these ceremonies can be fierce and intimidating, representing the challenges of adult life that the young men must now face with strength and responsibility. Masquerades also play a key role in maintaining social order and justice. When there is a dispute in the community, or someone has broken an important rule, a masquerade might be called. A powerful masked figure, representing justice or the will of the ancestors, will appear. Because the masker is a spirit, they are seen as impartial and above human arguments. They can pass judgment, impose a punishment, or resolve a conflict in a way that everyone must accept. This is a way for the community to solve problems and restore harmony, without creating personal resentments between families or individuals. The final and perhaps most significant role of masquerades is in funeral ceremonies. When an important elder dies, it is believed that their spirit must be guided safely to the world of the ancestors. Funerary masquerades like the Dama ceremony of the Dogon people or the Egungun festivals of the Yoruba are essential for this journey. Masked figures representing ancestors, animals, and spirits dance to honor the deceased and ensure their spirit does not linger and cause trouble for the living. These powerful performances help the community to grieve, to accept the loss, and to reinforce their belief in the cycle of life, death, and ancestry. The creation of a mask is a sacred act, undertaken with great skill and spiritual preparation. In most cultures, the mask carver is a specialized artist, often a blacksmith or a woodworker who has inherited the craft from his father or uncle. This is not a job that just anyone can do. The carver must have more than just technical skill. He must have a deep understanding of the traditions and spiritual beliefs of his community. He needs to know which spirits the masks represent, what they should look like, and what powers they hold. The process begins long before the first cut is made. The material most commonly used for African masks is wood. The choice of wood is very important. The carver might select a specific type of tree that is believed to have special spiritual properties. Before cutting the tree, he may perform a ritual, leaving an offering and asking the spirit of the tree for permission to use its wood. This shows respect for the natural world and ensures that the spiritual energy of the tree will flow into the mask. The wood is cut and then left to dry so that it will not crack later. The carver works in seclusion, away from the daily life of the village, to keep the process sacred and free from distraction. Using simple tools like an adze, knives, and chisels, the carver begins to give shape to the block of wood. He works with confidence, as if the face of the spirit is already inside the wood, waiting to be revealed. He carves the main features, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, following the traditional style for that particular mask. Every cut has a meaning. After the carving is done, the surface is smoothed, often with rough leaves. Then the mask might be colored with natural pigments made from clay, charcoal, seeds, and minerals. Black, white, and red are common colors, each with its own symbolic meaning. Finally, other materials may be added to complete the mask. These additions give the mask its unique personality and power. The carver might attach shells, beads, animal hair, horns, metal strips, or pieces of fabric. A beard made of plant fiber might be added to show that the mask represents an elder. A coating of sacred materials might be applied to give the mask its spiritual force. Once finished, the mask is not just an object, it is considered a living entity with power. It is consecrated in a special ritual, making it ready to be used in a masquerade to bring a spirit to life. In today's world, the role of African masks is changing, but their importance remains. For centuries, they have been the glue that holds communities together, the books from which history is taught, and the bridge to the spiritual world. They are far more than just art in the Western sense of the word. They are active, living parts of a culture. They have helped to educate the young, resolve disputes, celebrate life's biggest moments, and grieve the loss of loved ones. The legacy of these masks is deeply carved into the identity and memory of hundreds of different African peoples, a testament to their enduring power. The artistic influence of African masks has spread far beyond the continent. In the early 20th century, European artists like Pablo Picasso and Henri Matisse were amazed by the bold shapes and abstract forms of African masks they saw in museums. This discovery completely changed the course of modern art in Europe. They were inspired by the way African carvers were not trying to simply copy reality, but were instead capturing the essence and spirit of a subject. This legacy lives on in museums and art galleries all over the world, where African masks are now celebrated as masterpieces of global art history. Even as life changes in Africa, with new technologies and religions, masquerade traditions continue. In some places, they are practiced in the same way they have been for generations, especially in rural villages. In other areas, they have adapted to modern life. The purpose might shift slightly, from a purely religious ceremony to more of a cultural festival that celebrates community identity and attracts visitors. But the core elements, the transformation, the music, the dancing, and the incredible artistry of the masks and costumes are still alive and well, proving their resilience and importance to the people who perform them. Ultimately, African masks are a powerful symbol of cultural identity and spiritual belief. They remind us that there are other ways of seeing and understanding the world. They teach us about the deep connection between humans, nature, and the spirit realm. Whether seen in a museum or during a vibrant village masquerade, a mask is a storyteller, a teacher, and a guardian of tradition. It is a legacy carved in wood, carrying the wisdom of the ancestors forward for future generations to see, to learn from, and to celebrate. Their mystique may be revealed, but their power will never fade.